Sup nerds, today we're going to look at a really simple way of enabling Xbox Cloud Gaming on your Steam Deck. And this is a really simple method. I'm talking just a few clicks. Now my previous video on this was one of the first things I ever uploaded to YouTube, and that's done pretty well, it's what kicked this whole thing off. But this time it's even easier. I've written a tool that does all the artwork for you, it adds all the shortcuts, it just does everything. So let's just get straight into it, no more fluff. Right. So the first thing you're going to do on your Steam Deck is boot into desktop mode. And to do that, you just hold down the power button and go down to switch to desktop. Okay, so now we're in desktop mode on the Steam Deck. So you're going to need a browser for this. If you don't have one, just head over to the Discover Store, which is this icon here, and you can find one in there, whichever you like. Once you've got a browser installed, the next thing you're going to do is open that up. And you're going to go to my website, DeckZap.com, and the reason you're going to that is because where the tool is hosted that does all this for you. So you can either type it in full, or you can just Google it. Steam key and X brings up the keyboard in desktop mode, by the way. So DeckZap. So here's the home page. I'm going to go over to Tools at the top, and then in here you're going to go over to a tool called DeckZap. Now on the DeckZap page, it's going to ask you what you want to install. So this is for Xbox Cloud Gaming, but you can tick any of these as well. So let's go ahead and just choose YouTube, Netflix. There's a couple more down here, but as well, you can type in a custom app here as well if you want. So if anything isn't listed in this list, you can just put any website there and it will add it in. So let's just show that as well. I'm going to put my website. That's everything we want. It generates this custom script for you, which is going to do all the heavy lifting. So choose copy. And once you've done that, you're just going to open up the console. Now, conveniently in the console, there is a little paste button there. So just press that and then press A. And that's just going to go ahead and download everything you've just ticked. And it literally takes 10 seconds. There we go. How long was that? Not very long. So as it says here, if you want to reset this and undo everything that you've done, there is a reset command, but it's also reminding you that you will just have to set the controller configuration in gaming mode, which I'll show you in a moment. It's really easy. So that's all done. We're going to go back into gaming mode. Okay, now in gaming mode, you're going to press the Steam button, head over to your library. You're going to choose collections at the top, and you should have a collection in there called DeckZap. And you can see that saying it's got 4 apps in there. So we've got the custom site that I added, Netflix, Xbox Cloud Gaming, and YouTube. And you'll see as well, we've got all the artwork in there. So let's choose play. And that's going to go ahead and open Edge browser. It uses Edge because that's what Microsoft recommends. So sorry if you hate Edge, but it works really well for this. And if we just go into the controller settings here, by default, it will select this top one here. But as a starting point, I'd recommend selecting this gamepad with mouse trackpad, and that'll just make things a little bit easier to use. And that's it. I told you it was really simple. Go and try it out. Tell your friends if you found that really simple. Please subscribe or consider supporting some of my projects. I'm just constantly working on new tools for the Steam Deck to make these tutorials just easier and easier for you guys. If you want to take things a step further and run Windows on your Steam Deck in addition to SteamOS to run things like Xbox Game Pass games, not the cloud version, then I've got a tutorial on that as well. So check that out. And that is, again, really simple because I've written a bespoke tool just for that purpose. So yeah, go check out DeckZap.com, go check out my channel, there's loads of Steam Deck stuff on there. And if you're wondering, will this work for the Legion Go? Yes, it should do, that runs SteamOS. And if you're watching this in the future and doing this on a Steam machine, it should work on there as well because that's also SteamOS, I hope. Right, let me know down in the comments how that went, and I'll see you in the next one.